And my name's Nicole Dyer. Good morning. Do you know that there are almost 8 million voters under 45 years of age? Gen Z and millennials are dissatisfied and disillusioned. Young people generally studying longer, not getting into home ownership in the numbers that they used to. So what does that mean for how they're going to cast their vote? Mwoolumba Monique Tovo is with the Tomorrow Movement, which is a movement of young people fighting for good jobs, great public services and a safe climate. She joins you now. Monique, good morning.
Good morning.
I know I've touched on a few, but what are the main issues you're hearing from young people in the lead up to this election?
Yeah, no, thank you for asking. We're definitely finding that young people want to be listened to and acted on over the interests of big business. We're hearing young people question about why supermarket price gouging promises are happening this election when it could have been done in Parliament this year.
Okay, how engaged in political conversations are young voters? And can we define young voters, the young voters that you are specifically referring to?
Yeah, definitely. So we work with both Gen Z and millennials. So Young Tomorrow Movement is 18 to 35. And we're really active across the predominantly the east coast of Australia, and we are finding a real polarization of engagement of people when we're out in the community, when we're running events. We do a lot of preferential voting education, and we're finding that there's people that completely don't believe that they can change the system as is. They think that big business has completely eroded our democracy, versus there are other people that want to change things and are getting involved. But yeah, I think when we're looking at like engagement in terms of voting, like young people's voting enrollment is at an all-time high, but the January Griffith University did a study, and the most common reason for Gen Z enrolling was actually not to be fined. But I'm hoping that this election, young people will feel empowered by knowing that they are 47% of the voting population and feel like their vote can make a change
Yeah,
to
huge block,
transform.
huge block.
Yeah.
So are young voters turning away from the major parties? I know you're talking about big business, and by that you're referring to the cogs, if you like, turning behind both major parties. Is there a definite, I guess, rebellion against mainstream parties? And if that's the case, where will those votes likely be cast?
Yeah, there definitely is. The people that are getting involved with the youth voter bloc are because their politicians, which are predominantly major party, aren't listening to them. And it is the major parties because the last statistics that I saw was that they've accepted over $260 million worth of corporate donations. So yeah, they are. As the more young people start to question why are we going through a cost of living, housing and climate crisis, the more that they're coming back to it's been the two major parties in line.
So they're going to
Um,
vote independents, or is that, or Greens, or where are you thinking they will probably cast their votes?
yeah, I think anywhere other than the major parties, to
Okay.
be really honest, is what we're hearing from the community. It's going to be people that actually listen to young people and come up with solutions that they're not just proposing 2 weeks before the election as well is probably a bigger thing.
Monique Tovo is from the Tomorrow Movement, which is taking a very close look at how 18 to 35-year-olds are going to be casting their vote. How can the major parties then attract young people and make them feel listened to? What are they not doing?
Yeah, I think that the major parties aren't doing anything substantial, that they think that they can do collaboration posts on TikTok and Instagram, and I think that's like meaningful conversations with young people, which it definitely isn't, even though the Liberal senator in Senate inquiries last week thought it was. Yeah, like 46% of young people are on social media as their main source of the news. And so they can see what the government is doing, like how the major parties aren't doing like action to stop, Australia's involvement with what's happening in Palestine. They're not doing things with housing. So it's going to take a lot, which I'm not sure that the major parties are going to be able to do in 5 weeks. So yeah, that's why we are have the youth voter block to really push them to have rapid change, to listen to young people, to make substantive solutions, because I definitely think that last election was the election of climate. This one will be the election of young people.
Okay, I appreciate your insights into this, Monique.